I suppose what interests myself and Erin about period performance practice, and especially myself being a singer, about vocal performance practice of the past, is somehow reclaiming and opening up the expressive sound world that maybe we've lost from the 19th century especially, and the soundscapes and expressive devices that might have been used once upon a time. For me personally, I have an avid love of singers of the past. As a friend of mine says, I have an obsession with dead divas.
The most extraordinary part of this recording for me, I think, though, is David's dedicated and inspired use of extinct expressive devices of the past. There are two specifically that I think are really extraordinary in this recording, and that's portamento, which means to glide or slide between tones, and then rubato, which is an Italian word which means robbed, and that's a sort of jazz-like freedom. Now, both of those techniques, which we know were used extensively in the 19th century, and you can catch glimpses of them in the very earliest recordings of the 20th century, died out in the 1930s and 40s. Popular music singers use them all the time, but David rehabilitated them to such an extraordinary level in this recording that I found the whole thing has a freshness and spontaneity that's rarely found in recordings of Winterreise.
For me, I draw a lot of my inspiration from not just the text on the page, but all the performances that have come before it, because I think it's the sum of all the performances of the past up until the present that is the piece of music itself. And, you know, studying these singers, as Erin mentions, particularly from the earliest 20th century, like Adelina Patti, Nellie Melba, Lotte Lehmann, Elizabeth Schumann, when you hear these singers, their technique was established in the 19th century. And, you know, we can't tell how Schubert might have sounded at his piano, how Schubert's singers might have sounded. But these singers, and certainly written descriptions from the period, offer us very valuable clues. And what we notice are fantastic amounts of rhythmic flexibility, the use of sliding, expressively sliding between notes, portamento, and a altogether different approach to the declamation of the text. And Erin and I had a great time exploring this together. And I think, if anything, it's informed and enriched our own music making.
Die Liebe liebt das Wandern, Gott hat sie so gemacht.